Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. I hope you're having a great day so far and welcome to today's video, which is going to be all about the new Charlotte Tilbury Unreal highlighter. I have it brand new, fresh in my pores. We're going to be trying it out for the first time on my cheeks today with you guys, and I'm also going to be comparing it to some of the other cream highlighters that have launched recently, and we can find out together which one is truly worth your time, effort and money, if any of them. So without further ado, let's get started. Okay, so this is the brand new Charlotte Tilbury Unreal highlighter in the shade Glazed Goddess. This will set you back £32 or $44 for 8.5 grams of product. And it does appear that this is a permanent addition to Charlotte Tilbury's line. There's no mention that I can see anywhere of this being a limited edition. One quick note before we move on to the claims and info about this product. If you watched my Will I Buy It video where I talked about this stick, there were two shades. We had images of two shades. Now on the bottom of this stick and in the information, it claims to be a universal shade, which we'll see if it's as sheer as the claims in the description, then it could well be a universal shade, but there were definitely two planned, and when this launched, only one appeared on the website. So I'm not sure what's happened there, whether the other shade is coming or what's going on, but there's no mention of it anywhere on the website. There's just this one currently available. So hopefully the other shade is coming soon, because I think with the vast majority of products, even a highlighter that leans on the sheerer side, there is always a bit of a benefit to having a deeper and a lighter option, especially if you want to use this on your body. It just may be that you are more inclined to something warmer and richer. So I would like to see that other shade, please, but I don't know where it's gone. So as per the brand, this is described as a fresh, healthy glow stick, like a glow boosting skincare in a stick for a goddess glazed skin glow. Powered by 92% skincare ingredients, including hyaluronic acid, brightening vitamin C, and antioxidant vitamin E, the Unreal highlighter highlights, plumps, and revives the appearance of the skin for a fresh, dewy, lifted, youthful looking finish that nourishes as it glows. Claiming to be smoothing, blurring, soft focused sunlit glow that is so sheer and natural, it's unreal. I don't know why more brands aren't paying me to do their adverts for them. So as always, I will put the ingredients list up on the screen briefly for you so that you can pause to read if there's anything in there you are concerned about. Quick note on the fragrance, you know I can't help but sniff everything. I can't smell a thing. I'm sort of gaslighting myself into thinking I can smell a slightly natural scent here, but certainly no perfume, fragrance, heavy scent at all. I smell nothing. So this is the latest addition to the Unreal line. We already have the foundation stick, although I'm playing fast and loose with that word. And we also have blushes in this range. And this is like Charlotte Tilbury's sort of travel holiday line. Lightweight, smaller, more compact, perfect for travel. So that's kind of the latest addition to that range of products, and it does have the exact same packaging as the foundation stick. I feel I must use air quotes because that's outrageous. Exact same size, shape and everything component as the foundation stick and the blush stick, but 0.5 gram less product. We have 8.5 in the highlighter and 9 grams in both the blush and the so-called foundation stick. Exactly the same packaging, but in the all gold, which I do like. I think it gives it a more luxurious feel, although it's still quite lightweight, just like the previous products in the line. And there is the product inside. Let's take a look at the swatch. And there she is. And let me tell you, when this arrived late last night, I did do a little quick swatch and it had me excited and hopeful, because look how invisible the colour is. I was very excited for this. I feel like it's so sheer, it disappears. It does have that gorgeous luminous dewy finish to it, and you can see whichever way I turn my hand, there's no line, there's no colour. It does look almost completely colourless, which is a very good sign. It also really doesn't feel very sticky. I sort of just had a little bit of a play with this last night, just blended it in there, and you can see it just really disappears and all you're left with is glow, and it doesn't feel sticky. There's a slight little bit of tackiness to it, which you would expect from a freshly applied cream, but far less sticky or tacky than the Dior stick highlighters. So this had me all in all rather excited to try it. So let's do just that. Let's jump into a demo. So I have decided to say I'm not going to give this product any help. I'm not going to use all creams. I'm just going to do my makeup exactly as I would, regardless of the fact that we've got a cream highlighter, because if this is going to be something I'm going to use frequently, it must play well with creams and powders especially. It must go on top of them beautifully and underneath them beautifully and not cause any issues with either. That's right, okay. I'm a very demanding customer. So I'm just going to go with this. I'm not going to swipe it on my skin because that's just not something I do. You're going to end up getting product, foundation, whatever you've already got on your skin onto the product, and I can't stand it. So how I like to apply this type of product is brush on top and then stipple into the skin. I'm using my Sonia G Mini Sheer Buffer. This line is just absolutely it for cream products. Just pick your size, pick your poison, and they're going to apply creams and liquids perfectly every time. So all I've got on today, I used a slightly more matte foundation than I typically go for. I say matte. It's the, which one is it? It's the La Mer foundation. I sound like a sheep then. La Mer. It's the La Mer foundation, because I wanted you just to see the glow that's coming from this product as opposed to a really glowy foundation or anything else. And then I have the Marc Jacobs Beauty Bronzer, which is a fairly matte bronzer, so we can really see the colour and the finish just of the highlighter. So I'm just going to turn my cheek towards my light, so it's going to show us where to apply, and I'm just going to mimic that light, that luminosity we're getting from the light there. Beautiful. My hope and my expectation of this product is we're going to be sort of going back a bit more to like Charlotte Tilbury's kind of OG vibe of highlighters, who used to have these really skin-like bridal lit from within highlighters, and in recent years she's gone much more intense with their highlighter formulas, particularly when it came to her permanent line of highlighters. It was extremely intense for what I expected from the brand. This I feel like is much more in line with what we would expect from the brand, where, you know, it's a bit more melted into the skin, a bit more natural, a bit more subtle, easier to wear for everyday luminosity, and that's exactly what I think we're getting here. Dewy, fresh, plump skin as opposed to like metallic highlighter that's super beaming. And that's applied beautifully and very easily. And it really is giving that glow, like glossiness to the skin that I was hoping for. Definitely can't smell anything, just checking. So here it is just by itself before we go in with blush. I am going to use my Violette blush because I just want to check that it's going to play nicely with products going on top of it as well. But that applied extremely effortlessly, melted in, really didn't require any blending. And as you can see, whether I look forwards to the side, there really is like no colour there at all. I would also say, I always say, you know, of course these products can be used on the body, and then I never show you. So let's do that a little bit on the shoulder. I'm still using my brush because I don't want to sort of wipe this on my bod. Not that it's filthy or anything, you understand, but maybe a little. Probably filthier than my face. Yeah, so you can see how beautifully that just catches the light. You know, go in with your collarbone, décolleté. You could use this down the front of your legs. I feel like this gives you a nice versatile product with it being so sheer and colourless. Just going to catch the light beautifully and very flattering. I really like how sheer this is and colourless. I think that's perfect, especially for like this time of year. So if you were going on holiday and you picked up a tan while you're away or something like that, it's not going to suddenly not work for you. I am a bit scared about applying blush though. I'm actually going to change the blush. I want to use a powder blush just to see how it works on top of this. I want to really challenge this today. I don't want to give it too easy a time. So I'm going to use the Dior on Rose blush and my Stony G Alpine 2. I don't want to just go in with cream blush and then... Oh, you know, I was expecting that to feel tacky and sticky, and it doesn't. It feels as though we're going over the top of just powders. There's no pull or stickiness on the brush, which is not what I was expecting, because it really does look so dewy still. It really doesn't feel like I'm applying on top of a cream highlighter. It just feels like there's only powder on my cheek, which is a great surprise, actually. Not the case with the Dior, and less so with the Lisa Eldridge, but still to a degree you can feel that you're sort of applying on top of a cream. But this one doesn't feel at all like there's sort of wetness on the skin. It just feels like I'm applying on top of powders. That is great news. Because using a powder on top of the cream like this, I feel like this chin is a little intense. Just going to put that down slightly. But by applying a powder blush on top of a cream highlighter or bronzer, you're sort of setting it down so it won't stay as like sticky and tacky on the skin, and it hopefully should wear a bit better as well. So I really like doing that combo. If I'm using creams, bronzer or highlighter, then a powder blush, if it will work beautifully over the top, is just going to help everything sort of set down and take away the real stickiness to it. And that does not feel sticky at all at this time. It doesn't feel tacky or sticky. It's just perfect. And I really had zero issues whatsoever applying that powder blush over the top. It hasn't picked it up. I haven't even felt it on the brush. It didn't feel, you know, like there was cream or just anything wet. I almost said the M word then. You know the one. There just was no issue whatsoever with it applying over the top. I didn't even feel like I needed to be careful like you do, you know, sometimes you don't want to sort of rub or buff because it's going to like maybe drag the cream or the liquid product like across and give you a bit of a demarcation line. This feels like it just really performed exactly, and I was able to use my products exactly as if I had used a powder highlighter today, and now it looks even more seamless and just beautiful, dewy, glossy delight. I'm impressed. Okay, so I'm just going to do some comparison swatches now to some of these other similar products that launched recently, so you can kind of see the similarities or the differences. So first of all, we have this new highlighter from Charlotte Tilbury. I'm going to swatch the Glossy Jelly from Dior next, because this is Dior's colourless similar product where it's, you know, that universal jelly like shade. That's interesting. We will zoom in a moment. Colour is almost identical, but there is a bit of a difference in the finish. You'll see closer in a second. Also, Mint Humbug fragrance. The big difference there. We then have one of the glazed highlighters from Dior, which is their more, you know, it has a colour to it. This is glazed rosy, bit more colour and intensity in that formula. And then finally, let's look at Lisa Eldridge's new Butterfly Light from that Marilyn Monroe collection. So here we have the four. So the new Charlotte Tilbury at the top, the Dior Jelly highlighter, that's their clear colourless one. Then we have Glazed Rosy, and then we have the Lisa Eldridge at the bottom. So you see these all close up. I feel like the other three all look much more similar, and then the Charlotte Tilbury is very different to all of the others as far as the finish. It's much glassier and wetter looking. I think the other three, you know, you can see that sort of the texture there. And although they are all very smooth, the Charlotte Tilbury is just complete glass. All three of these have a bit more like texture and shimmer to them, a bit more intensity. And then the Charlotte Tilbury, really, it just looks very, very wet, dewy, glossy, and completely clear. Even when you compare it to the other clear highlighter in the lineup there from Dior, it's definitely clearer as far as how much base it's got. I also think just touching these swatches, all three of these are stickier than the Charlotte Tilbury. The Lisa Eldridge is the next least sticky. The Dior is rather sticky, rather tacky, and it kind of stays that way. The Lisa Eldridge does sort of dry down slightly, but it still remains slightly tacky. The Charlotte Tilbury almost already has a lot less tack to it than all of the rest of these formulas, and it's definitely the clearest of the four. Okay, so I'm quite excited about this. I was very nonplussed when I saw this release from Charlotte Tilbury. I feel like very sadly, because Charlotte Tilbury has been my favourite brand for many years. It was definitely one of the first higher end brands that really stole my heart, and I just loved everything from the brand for many years. And I think maybe in the last year or so there have been quite a few releases that just haven't really been for me, that I haven't really loved, and so the brand has slightly been sort of dropping down a bar or so in as far as my expectations when I see a new launch coming. I just haven't been quite as excited and sure that it's going to like knock my socks off in the last 12 months or so. So this being, you know, a cream stick highlighter, we've had so many of them over the last like 12 to 18 months. We've been inundated with stick products, highlighters, blushes, bronzers. It's kind of been the thing recently. So I wasn't especially excited. I thought I'd pick up a shade, review it for you guys, and that would probably go in the bottom of a drawer. I've been really impressed by this. I had really high hopes as soon as I sort of swatched this, saw how colourless it was, saw how sheer it was, saw that there is no visible shimmer or sparkle. It's just luminosity and dewy, juicy glow, which is exactly what I love from my highlighters. I just really hoped it would be easy to use and that it would go beautifully on top and underneath other products, which is exactly what I have found today. And I think this is my favourite of all of these formulas that I've spoken about. It's less sticky, it's the most sheer and colourless, it's completely smooth, as well as you saw in those comparison swatches. So I am really impressed. I do slightly wish the component felt a little more luxurious because it's not cheap, and I do feel like so many brands sort of step down when it comes to their stick products. They make them far less luxurious than their regular line, which I suppose perhaps is slightly the point. Maybe it makes them slightly more affordable, it makes them lighter to travel with. I think Dior does stick packaging better than the vast majority. Westman Atelier would be another one who can do stick packaging and it feels and looks just as luxurious as their regular packaging. These just are so light, and it's not a stingy amount of product. 8.5 grams is a lot of product. It will last you a long time. It's quite generous actually for a stick product. You know, the Dior sticks that aren't stingy necessarily either are 6 grams. The Lisa Eldridge cream is 3.7. So this is a generous amount of product, but it is very lightweight. So that's good news if you're just looking to travel very lightly. But I just kind of wish it felt a little more luxurious and solid and had a bit more weight to it. But I think this is a beautiful highlighter, easy to use, quick, and does exactly what it says on the tin. So many universal shades are in fact not universal, but I think this is as completely clear of a highlighter as I have seen, as you saw from the swatches. Even in comparison with another supposedly colourless clear highlighter, it looks even more colourless and clear than the Dior. So I think this is absolutely perfect, exactly as per the claims. So there you have it. Those are all of my thoughts on this new highlighter stick from Charlotte Tilbury. Please let me know if this appeals to you. Have you picked it up? Is it just not for you whatsoever? Are you sick to death of the sight of stick highlighters, blushes and bronzers at this point? Please let us know all of your thoughts in the comment section down below. But thank you so much for joining me today. I hope you enjoyed this video and found it helpful, and I would love to see you in the next one. Otherwise, take care for now. Bye.